are the crazy people.
So beautiful spring day, some guys learning to fly or doing some slow flying up there. Absolutely beautiful morning, sun's high in the sky as compared. I usually give a sun sort of height thing to just stall for time because I'm nervous. Breeze is coming from that direction, which is fine. There is hardly any breeze. We're flying the two warbirds and we're also flying the F35. So let's get into the F35. We'll have a bit of a look around what it is. It's a foam board glorified tricopter, and it's got VTOL capabilities. Got a flight control board inside there. No wheels because you land vertically and take off vertically. So first of all, a big shout out to Nicholas Ream. He did the coding for this and did all the pin layouts for the teensy board and got it all up and running for a project that he's doing. And I think he's at the Marylands University in the States, or the University of Marylands, and or Maryland. So anyway, it's we're going to maiden this today. I've always been interested in VTOL purely for the fact that it's something different, and I've tried it with Auto Aero, I can't remember what it was, with the KK2 board. I've tried the Pixhawks, and they're just bloody that complicated to try and get flying. You need more patience than a specialised doctor. So anyway, this is it. If it goes to plan and it goes okay, which I know it will, I'll give it a coat of paint. We'll do the black around here for the, and I've got some stickers to go on the tail, and we'll do it in a nice colour. We'll do something underneath and we'll do something on top for the orientation. But yeah, basically a couple of little mini quad motors. They're baby beasts, 2200 kVs I think they are. We're flying 4 bladed 5-inch props and a 5-inch tri-prop on the front. So 5 servos, 3 motors and a partridge in a pear tree. We've got the hatch cover that opens and we look at the spaghetti inside and we go through and we have a quick look. Now that looks complicated, doesn't it? And I always make things look a lot more complicated than what they are. But anyway, you've got a power distribution board which comes through here, so you get your battery. That PDB runs the ESCs and it also runs the board. So it's got 5-volt filtered capability that runs onto the teensy board, and I've also doubled it and ran the servo power off a UBEC there. So there's the teensy board buried there. It's only 40mm long and about 25mm wide, and that's the 6050 IMU, which does all your gyro stabilisation and your measuring, and 2 servos on the back for your elevators, 2 servos here for your ailerons, and 1 servo up the front here for your nose. So basically, I'll look at it upside down. So when you're flying in hover mode, the motors are like that, and that motor is slightly tilted forward, and that's on a pivot as well. And then what happens is you lift off the ground and you take off and you're hovering, and then what happens is you go to transition, which the motors then come down a little bit, and you've got some forward movement, and then in fast forward flight that comes level and that turns off and centers, and you have yourself an aeroplane, and then you reverse that to land. So what I've done with mine, couple of mods, couple of changes. Nick had a carbon fibre pin through here. I didn't want to use a carbon fibre pin. I used a nut and bolt purely for the fact that the way the bolt pattern is for this motor, once you glue it in there, you basically can't get it out unless you pull the whole thing out. So for me, what I've done is I've put one of these little keepers over here that's got a grub screw on it. So I undo that bolt, pull that out, pull the motor out if it burns out, or I want to change it or whatever. I may look at reducing the KV on this, because I'm just wondering if, all being the same KV, this is going to have too much. So I can go down in a prop size to 4-inch, or I can go down to a slightly lower KV motor if it needs it, to get it central, because what I don't want to do is have it all, and it's doing this all the time. And anyway, so yeah, back to the walk around. So the servos, power distribution board, the IMU, the UBEC to power the servos, a whole lot of wiring that I didn't want to cut off and tidy up until, well, probably never, because I never do that. And yeah, the teensy 4.0 board in there. So pretty straightforward. Now what I also did as a mod, I made my own hinges, and I made my own, this is my own design, this, so don't pinch this. You put a pin in through there, and you put a pin in through that way, in through there, and that way then you hold that cover shut so that cover doesn't go anywhere. So I've had to cut that out a little bit to put a 1400 4-banger in there. And the other thing I did is I didn't really like the hinge design here, so I designed that up in Fusion 360, and I wrote, you can see there, where are we? We'll go that way, and we'll go that way. We got, there we go, VTOL F35, and of course that's mirrored, so it's going to be VTOL F35, and that's just a 1.6mm stainless steel pin like all these. I designed that with a 2-inch hole in through there, so that's all nice. And yeah, I just didn't like that design. It was just a bit flimsy, and sort of when this went in and out, it kind of bent that, and yeah, it just looked a bit. So, you know, because I got plenty of time apparently on my hands, yeah, designed that up, made all that, did his hinge design, which was the hot glue and the tape over there. So basically that stays shut, put that in there. So what we're going to do this morning is we are going to take this and just take it up for a run. Now, it's not tuned, I will tell you kiddies, it is not tuned. I know that I've got to do some tuning, but I thought I'd come to site. I thought I'd come to the farm, I thought I'd have a bit of a look at it, make sure it does hover and take up and get used to the sticks, because it'll be kind of right. But I know we'll have to do some fine tuning on the PIDs, which are your proportional integral dividers, which is your how snappy the thing changes in the commands from the stick, and if you go too high it shudders, if you go too low it sort of wallows like grandma's station wagon. I probably will have to do some mods in the code to change the angle. I don't know why he's designed it like that. I don't know why you can't just do it on your transmitter like a normal plane, do your trimming, but he suggests you do it in the code. So I'm going to do it in the code because it's all about learning, having fun, and hopefully not cocking it up. So we'll get her ready and we'll give that a bit of a hover and see how she goes. Righto, it's time to see whether this actually can get up in the air. So we've only got, you've got rudder, which is your nose motor, and we're in hover.
Co-pilot on.
That's come up a little bit, and you've got slight surfaces and still got nose, and then you've got cruise mode, no nose, and full surfaces. So go back into hover mode and we'll see how we go. Okay, we'll go out here a little bit. Now it's got stabilisation on and we are in rate mode, so what I'll explain to you, there are 3 modes. There's 2 angle modes and there's a rate mode. The angle modes give you a degree of how much you can tilt, which is like the old angle mode horizon and what was the other one, acro mode in quadcopter world. So look, it's a little bit, I still may have to do some adjusting with the motors. As I said, if they're slightly out to each other, I'm going to get some movement, but I just want to see how it sort of sat on the stick, because as you have a look, motor's off, right? If you have a look here, and we are stalling for time, I have got this motor as, that motor's like that, and this motor's like that, so it is a little bit out, and I do have to do some adjustments. So, but I think I've got enough there to be able to muck around. So let's go hover.
Co-pilot on.
Co-pilot just means transition, so it means you've got someone helping you.
Cruise mode.
Cruise mode speaks for itself. So
Co-pilot on.
So let's go again and see how we go.
Take off.
Not real good a pilot. We'll go into the wind, seeing the wind is getting up now, which is friggin' awesome. Thanks very much, wind. And that's your stabilisation working there, because I should have turned the motor off.
Take off.
So we'll go again. Probably need a little bit of expo. But that's hover mode.
Engine off.
So I could probably put some expo on that, but well, why don't we try that and see how we go. How's that? No breeze there 5 minutes ago, now it's blowing a gale. So we'll give ourselves 20% expo on everything. Just see how we go with that. And we'll go again, eh?
Take off.
That's better. That's better with the expo. So we'll go down and drop that down. Well, we'll see how 10% takes us. Let's go again and see if we can go into transition.
Co-pilot on. Engine off.
Didn't
Co-pilot
like-
on.
Ah, okay. So that other one's not really.
Cruise mode. Hover mode.
Okay, that's why, because that servo's not doing anything.
Co-pilot on.
See how that one's moving? That's cruise.
Co-pilot
Back to
on.
co-pilot.
Hover mode.
See how slow it moves?
Co-pilot on. Hover mode. Co-pilot on. Cruise mode. Hover mode.
So I don't know why. Yeah.
Co-pilot on. Cruise mode. Hover mode.
Bringing back here.
Engine off.
Anyway, that's about all we're going to do for today. Bloody $3 servos.